Welcome back to the Future Archive. Today, we examine archive broadcasts from July 28, 2026, a day when diplomacy frayed, AI privacy unraveled, and climate reality bit harder. We'll cover a UN walkout, an AI data breach, Europe's burning vineyards, the cocaine superhighway, and a pop star's legal fight against deepfakes. The first story. U.S. delegation storms out of UN Security Council during French speech. On July 28, 2026, during a UN Security Council meeting in New York, the United States delegation abruptly walked out while France was delivering remarks. French ambassador to the UN, François Delattre, was mid-sentence discussing transatlantic cooperation when the U.S. team, led by Ambassador Linda Thomas-Greenfield, stood and exited the chamber. The U.S. later cited unbearable French arrogance as the reason, though no specific remark triggered the action. The incident went viral, with video clips of the walkout shared millions of times. Diplomats privately called it a new low in international decorum. This moment encapsulated the erosion of diplomatic norms in the 2020s. Public displays of pettiness replaced quiet negotiation, as social media rewarded performative outrage. By 2030, such walkouts became common, and the UN eventually installed revolving doors to speed up the process. The episode also foreshadowed the fragmentation of global governance. By 2040, the Security Council had been replaced by a rotating panel of AI mediators after too many meetings ended with delegates storming out. Humanity's favorite strategy was now applied to diplomacy. If you can't win the argument, leave the room. The second story. Claude AI glitch exposes private user conversations online. A technical failure in Anthropic's Claude AI system on July 28, 2026, caused private chat logs to become publicly accessible via a misconfigured web endpoint. Users discovered their personal conversations, ranging from medical advice to romantic confessions, indexed by search engines. The breach affected approximately 47,000 users and lasted nearly 6 hours before engineers resolved it. Anthropic initially downplayed the incident, calling it a minor caching issue, but public backlash forced a full disclosure. This was the first major privacy scandal involving a consumer-facing AI, prompting calls for stronger data protections. This incident marked the moment when society realized AI systems were not just tools, but repositories of intimate human thought. The fallout led to the first AI Data Sovereignty Act in 2027, though enforcement was, as usual, delegated to AI safety committees that met quarterly over Zoom. By 2035, such breaches were routine, and users simply accepted that their thoughts might one day be public. Evidence later suggested an intern clicked something. The future of privacy was not encryption. It was resignation. The third story. Wildfires threaten Bordeaux as Europe endures record 50 degrees Celsius heatwave. In late July 2026, a heatwave pushed temperatures above 50 degrees Celsius in parts of Spain and southwestern France, sparking wildfires that approached the famed wine region of Bordeaux. Firefighters from 5 countries battled blazes that destroyed over 12,000 hectares of vineyards, including some of the world's most prestigious estates. The crisis accelerated the wine industry's pivot to climate-resilient practices, including lab-grown grapes and underground cellar storage. French President Emmanuel Macron declared a state of emergency, while Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez called for EU-wide climate adaptation funds. This was the summer Europe stopped debating climate change and started pricing it. The Bordeaux fires became a symbol of cultural loss. By 2040, traditional viticulture was a luxury hobby, and most French wine was synthesized in labs. The event also exposed the fragility of national economies dependent on climate-sensitive industries. Insurance companies, ever the first to notice reality, stopped covering vineyards above 45 degrees Celsius the following year. The terroir of the future was a server farm. The fourth story. BBC investigation reveals cocaine superhighway from Ecuador to Europe. The BBC published a report on July 28, 2026, detailing a highly efficient drug trafficking route from Ecuador to European ports, particularly Rotterdam and Antwerp. Gangs used a combination of container ships, drones, and corrupted logistics data to move cocaine faster than legal commerce. European police responded with drone swarms and AI-equipped sniffer dogs, but the cartels adapted by using autonomous submarines. The route was so reliable that some dealers offered next-day delivery guarantees, earning it the nickname the cocaine superhighway. This was the war on drugs 2.0, a conflict fought with algorithms and autonomous vehicles. The cat-and-mouse game between traffickers and law enforcement became a testing ground for AI deployment, with both sides using predictive policing and route optimization. By 2030, the line between drug cartels and tech startups had blurred. Some of the most innovative logistics firms of the decade had started as smuggling operations. The Great Spreadsheet Crisis of 2027, when a customs database error legalized 12 tons of cocaine, was directly tied to this route. Capitalism's most efficient supply chain delivered only one product. The fifth story. Ariana Grande sues hackers over leaked music and deepfake videos. Pop star Ariana Grande filed a lawsuit on July 28, 2026, against unidentified hackers who leaked unreleased music and AI-generated deepfake videos of her. The leaked material included entire albums and fabricated footage so convincing it briefly crashed her social media accounts. Grande's legal team argued that the deepfakes constituted artistic vandalism, a new legal concept recognizing the harm of AI-generated forgeries. The case became a landmark in copyright law, setting precedents for how courts treated digital impersonation. This case was a turning point in the subscription wars, as it forced platforms to take responsibility for deepfake content. By 2028, most social media companies required biometric verification for high-profile accounts, though this only pushed deepfake creators toward more convincing forgeries. The lawsuit also highlighted the vulnerability of artists in the AI age. By 2035, over 60% of new music releases were AI-generated, and the concept of an authentic artist had become a niche marketing angle. The most valuable currency of the 21st century was not money. It was verifiable identity. July 28, 2026 was a day of fractures, in diplomacy, in privacy, in climate, in law, and in culture. Each story revealed humanity's struggle to adapt to a world it had built, but no longer controlled. The past, as always, is not going anywhere. This has been the Future Archive.